My dear students, today we will discuss some concepts related to interfacing of 8051 with LCD and keyboard interfacing. That is today. That is in third module we have discussed about the interrupts and about the first part of the 8051. The third that is first part of third module of 8051 microcontroller. In the third module, we have discussed that, and in the third module, that is in second part, we have not discussed about the some concepts related to interfacing. So many concepts are there related to interfacing of 8051 with other components like interfacing of LCD with 8051 and interfacing of ADC, that is analog to digital converter with 8051 microcontroller, DAC, digital to analog converter interfacing with 8051, like so many stepper motor interfacing with 8051. So many concepts are there in the second part of the third module of our subject. That is, since we don't have enough time to discuss all these concepts, therefore I am making this video lecture. Therefore, today we will discuss that is interfacing of LCD with 8051 with 8051 microcontroller. LCD interfacing. LCD means nothing but it is a liquid crystal display. It is a display device which is used to display some messages. Then how we can interface our microcontroller 8051. In 8051 microcontroller, we are having so many different types of microcontrollers. That is Atmel 89C51 is there. So many different microcontrollers are there which belong to 8051 family of microcontrollers. That is, suppose we want to interface, the interface means making connection of the microcontroller, our for 8051 microcontroller with LCD. Suppose we want to display some message. For example, ERC department, PDA College of Engineering. Suppose we want to display this message on LCD using that is using 8051 microcontroller. Then how we can interface? How we have to make connection? Simply take LCD and connect to the 8051. Is that display the messages on the LCD? No, some technique is there, some method is there, and some using that technique, using that following that technique, following the technology, we can display the message on the LCD. For example, we want to display ENC department, PD College of Engineering in LCD display. At that time, what we have to do? We have to write a program and store into the ROM of 8051, and we have to connect to the LCD. Connection means LCD is also having so many pins, like it is also 14 pin IC. Here it is also 14 pin IC. It is also having so many pins, and each pin is having particular function. At that time, when we want to display something, we want to work, that is already I told in the class, that is using microcontroller. Not only we can use this microcontroller Atmel 89C51 or other microcontrollers to do some task like finding average of 10 numbers, separate even and odd numbers, separate positive negative numbers. Not only that, the main application of this microcontroller is that even though we can control the external devices, external components which are interfaced to the 8051 microcontroller. That is, here suppose we want to display some message, whatever message we can display on LCD. Suppose we interface 8051 to stepper motor, whatever we write in the program, depending on that program, the stepper motor will rotate clockwise, anti-clockwise. How we write the program and what do we write in the program, according to that the external hardware component will work according to the program. means the program controls all the activities of the external devices which are interfaced to the microcontroller. Clockwise rotation, anti-clockwise rotation. Now suppose we write only rotate 360 clockwise, means it will rotate only 360, 180 degree, 180, 90 degree. How we write the program, depending on that only it will whether it may be stepper motor, it may be LCD also. Whatever message you feed, that will be displayed on the LCD display. So instead of PDF college, suppose you write other message. For example, this is you want to display some message like Gulbarga, district Gulbarga, state Karnataka, that is country India. It will display anything. Whatever you give the input, whatever you write the program, according to that it will display. Therefore LCD display is there. And when we want to display that one in LCD display, how we can make the connection important? That is, simply we can't connect, we take LCD and make connection with 8051. It is not like that. How you have to make the connection, to which pin you have to give input, where we have to take the output from, how, that is also we should know, because here LCD is there, it is also 14 pin IC. Here they have given to which pin we have to give VCC, which pin we have to give ground, everything, and where we have to from where we have to read the data, when it will be enabled, when it will act as a input, it will to which pin it will receive the data. That is input output. Here you see pin number 7 to 14. All it can receive the data bus. Data means in this pin 7 to 14, it will receive, it works as a 8-bit data bus, means it will receive the data input and output also. Therefore each and every pin is having particular meaning, particular application, particular purpose. Therefore here LCD pin description of LCD, here VSS, ground, VCC, power supply, everything they have mentioned. Therefore if you know the pin configuration, then only we can interface the LCD to 8051 microcontroller. Otherwise we can't interface, we can't interface the LCD to 8051 microcontroller. Therefore here also some commands are there. You suppose we give that command, then only we can we can do some suppose we want the LCD should, it should bright, then color shift, for example here display here for a contrast or something, it is there here. Mm, that is mm, that is here you, here for example clear, suppose you give command as one through keyboard, suppose you give the code or command one, then whatever the display is there on the LCD, it will clear the display. No display is there, it will clear everything, it will clear that. Suppose you go command 2, it will return to the home. If you go the command 4, it will decrement the cursor will be there. How in system in the monitor some cursor is there while writing program, cursor is blinking, no, that is here also in LCD also we're having the cursor. That is decrement cursor is there, increment cursor. At the time you have to give these commands 1 2 4 6, like if you give command 5, then shift display right, it will display whatever it is to the right. If you give command 7, it will display left. If you give command 8, display off, cursor off, like this. So many commands are there. By giving this command, we can control the LCD display. That is, so even though here I think contrast is also there, where it is contrast color is also there. Contrast means suppose we want bright, at that time we have to give some command. By giving this command, the display will become bright, or contrast it becomes something like blurred, like some here we're having, I will tell about that afterwards. I read, but where it is written, I'm not finding. Okay. Then here commands are there. Then how then how we have to interface? This is the interfacing of 8051 with here, this is the diagram of interfacing of 8051 with LCD. Suppose in 8051, what I will do, I will write a program. Here the program is there. Here you see this is here. Program, long program is there. Everything. Also they are given what these instructions will do. Everything. You have to write the program because we're writing the program only. Here we can display on the LCD display. Therefore, I read that is about okay. I will tell that about afterwards. That is, suppose display something message on LCD in 8051 microcontroller, we have to store the program. This program, like this program, we have to write store into the ROM of 8051, and this program will display everything whatever we have written this program and store into the ROM of 8051 in the ROM. That is already we know that 8051 contains the RAM, ROM, the processor, the input output ports. It contains the timers. So many components which are there in the 8051 microcontroller. Write this program, store into the ROM, and this will control all the activities in the LCD. Suppose it want to display some LCD, it can display whatever message you want to display that one. At that time, here you see here, before that, suppose you want to give some commands. For giving the command, rs should be, we have to make rs should be 0. Then only at that time when we give rs 0, then it will accept. Here you see pin number p2.0 is connected to rs pin of the LCD. When we give 0, at that time the LCD will LCD will LCD will LCD will LCD will receive the commands. You see here, to send any of the command from table this 12.2 to the LCD, make pin RS 0. When RS is 0, then it will receive the command. Suppose RS is 1. If for data, make RS as 1. If we give the command to pin number P2.0 that 1, then it will receive the data, not the commands. It will receive the receive the data here we are receiving. You hear from pin number p1.0 to p1.7. It is total 8 bits, 8 data buses will be there, which will give, we are giving to the pins or the buses to D0 to D7. This from this whatever message we want to display to the LCD, that will be displayed, and we have to connect this P1.0 pin to D0 of LCD, P1.01 to D1, P1.2 to D2. Like this we have to make the connections. And here P2.0 we have to connect to RS pin of the LCD, P21 dot we have to connect to rewrite pin of the LCD. Like some pins are there. How 8051 is having pins? How many pins are there in 8051? 8051 is of 40 pin IC. Like so many 555 timer is there. So many, like in digital electronics you use so many ICs. Those are of how many pins? 40 pins. 14 pins. 7 you give ground, for 14 you give VCC. So many AND gates were there. So I think 7800 used for AND gates. Some, I think I forgot, but like we those are ICs, some ICs integrated chip that will here also 8051 is nothing but it is a hardware. It is a 40 pin IC. Here LCD is nothing, it is also a liquid display. It is a component. It is also having pins. It is how many pins? 14 pins. 14 pins IC. Here they have given 14 pins. 14 pins are here also. Pin description they are given. Each and every pin, what is the purpose of each, because simply they are not use the pins, they are having particular purpose, particular meaning. Therefore, what 14 pin are there? And commands are different commands. How we can contrast, clear, return home, increment cursor, decrement cursor, everything here. Cursor blinking, suppose sometimes you give command like EF, at that time cursor will blink. Blinking means, in the lab we have done the interfacing of LED blinking. Interfacing of LED blinking with 805 TWAM, sorry, TWAM microcontroller. Using TWAM microcontroller, how we can interface LED, and how we can blink, and also how we can change the colors of the LEDs using the TWAM microcontroller. Here also, here LCD also we can blink the display. Blinking means it is not only constant. It will it will blink. It become on off, on off, on off, like this. Blinking off. At the time we have to give that commands. That is here. That is for RS0 is 1. Then it will receive the command to send any of the commands from table 12.2 to the LCD. Make pin RS0. When we have to make this RS0 here in the program also, here you see move P1, for example, send a command to LCD. Then to then move. Hmm. Hmm. Here you see move P1 dot A, copy register A to port 1, clear P2 dot 0. P2 dot 0 means RS will be 0 for command. Here clear means this clear, what it will make? It will make the this pin input to this pin as 0. P2 dot 0. Here you see here. Clear P2 dot 0 means what it will make? It will make RS0 for command. Here P2 dot 0, P2 dot 0, where here again, when it is given 0 means we are given RS0. RS, when RS is 0, then it will receive the commands. Here we have written the program to receive the commands, to display the messages. At that time, to display, we make set bit RP2 dot here. Or we have made RS1 here. Set bit P2 dot 0. RS will become 1. When we set this one P2 dot 0 1, then RS becomes 1. At that time, instead it will not receive the commands. Whatever message, whatever display it has to display, it will display that message on the LCD. Therefore, this is the block diagram. This is the block diagram of interfacing of LCD with 8051 microcontroller. In exam, definitely they will ask out of 4 5 interfacing concepts are there, like that is LCD interfacing with 8051 microcontroller, keyboard interfacing with 8051 microcontroller, ADC interfacing with 8051 microcontroller, DAC interfacing with 8051 microcontroller, stepper motor interfacing with 8051 micro. Like 4 5 concepts are there. Definitely two questions will ask related to the interfacing of 8051 microcontroller with 8051. That is how we'll ask. That is explain with neat diagram the LCD display. Explain with neat diagram the interfacing of LCD with 8051 microcontroller. When we ask like this, at that time neatly how to draw this diagram. That is how we have interfaced 805 microcontroller to LCD pin number 120, everything here, whatever they have mentioned, you have to draw this. Then you have to give some expression like this. That is, you have to make pin r p2 dot 0 0. When it is 0, it will receive the commands. When we make this as rs1, it will receive the data. And p2 dot 1, we have to connect to the rewrite pin of lcd. Then p2 dot 2, we have to give to enable pin of lcd. Like you have vcc power 5 plus 5, we have to give to the pin number vcc of lcd. Like you have to write everything here, whatever. And here I think you need not write this program, not necessary to write the program. Only diagram is simple, diagram and some concepts, how we'll transfer the data, through which pins we'll transfer the data to lcd. I think need not you should need not write all this program, not need not write program about when we ask explain with neat diagram the lcd interfacing with 8051 micro. This diagram is important, explanation is important. Suppose you want to explain another time, you can explain these concepts also. That is, whatever commands we give to lcd. For example, suppose you can also explain pin description of lcd. What are the pins? Pin number 1 is what, pin number 2 is what, pin number 3 is what, pin number 4 is what. Everything we can explain. This is about lcd interfacing of lcd with 8051 microcontroller. Important. Such questions definitely they will ask in exam. Okay, in this is one video lecture that is about interfacing of lcd with 8051 microcontroller. On each interfacing I will make separate video lectures on analog to ADC, that is analog to digital converter interfacing with 8051. For every interfacing I will make a separate video lecture for each interfacing concepts. Okay, okay, thank you.